What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today. This is the video footage from the Bautista's challenge that I ran yesterday, which, to be totally honest with you, when I first started recording this, I was actually I was watching Seaton's stream along with, I don't know, like 1,500 other people, but I was mostly just messing around. I brought in Gambit with a power gain team, which, if you have not seen my Gambit video, he can go on a really long stun lock to the point where I really hadn't found kind of where it ended yet. So I brought in the same team mostly just to mess around. None of these nodes I saw were stun immune, so I thought, you know what, let me just go ahead and give it a shot. So this is about, what is Star-Lord? I think he's the second to last fight on the very first kind of entry. But I'm, what, 150, 155, 157. So it's a 159 hit combo, and I thought, oh my god, like, maybe like I can really do this. The first couple of fights are nothing in comparison to kind of the difficulty that it ramps up to. But I finished off Star-Lord, and then I finished off Rocket Raccoon there for the kind of entry path. So I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and I'm just going to jump over to the most difficult path. You can kind of see the team that I brought in there. The only other person I had as kind of a backup to deal with Groot was my Winter Soldier, which it works out perfectly. He's part of the Power Gain team already. So he's the one that I brought in to deal with Groot. So I'm trying to figure out at this point which is the most difficult path, which I'm so stupid. I didn't realize that, like, unless you do them in order, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever it goes to, like, you can't go back. So I thought, if I jump up here to E, which is the most difficult path, like, if I can get through it fairly easily without blowing a lot of units, like if Gambit's working, I'll just go back and pick everything else up at the end. But yeah, you can't. So once I finished this path, I had to go back and run the whole entry again, and then do the whole thing over. But anyway, this is Gamora for the first fight on the most difficult path, and as you can see there, I'm on a 249, 250 plus hit streak, and it just keeps going and going. One thing that you'll notice, for some reason, when I fight Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord, I don't know if it's the class disadvantage or what it is, but I think I show it here. You actually don't quite get one full bar of power. So I try to start as close to 2 bars as I can, but eventually it's going to run out, and it looks like it's somewhere between like 150 and 200 hits, depending upon what you start with. It's going to run out, because you'll see it. It'll happen right here, I think. No, not yet. Okay, so it must be the next one. It's getting really close. I mean, the difference between a full bar of power and what you actually get is, I mean, it's hardly noticeable, but when it's stretched out over a really long fight like this, or maybe it's, okay, yeah, it is right there. I did my 9-hit combo and came up a little bit short, which, again, go back and watch the Gambit video for, a complete guide on how to do that. But essentially, if you do it right, it's 4 mediums and 5 light attacks in all, and that pretty much gives you like 98% of a full bar of power. Over the long runs, they just you don't have a full bar each time, and you do end up running out. But for some reason, I feel like it's more noticeable when I was fighting Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord. Like, I don't think on any of the other fights, Ronin, Gamora, and I didn't really use him for Groot, I don't think that I ran out on any of the other fights, but it happened right there again. Go in for the full 9-hit combo, and for whatever reason, it's not quite a full bar of power, and you do run out. So skip ahead, and we come back in, and we are able to finish him off. I think that was the very first revive that I had to use, and I apologize, I did skip over the fact that for some reason after I did the Gamora fight, I just kept fighting on, went through Gamora, or went through Ronin, and went through Groot with Winter Soldier, and it wasn't until midway through the previous fight with Star-Lord that I realized that my reflector had stopped. It saved the previous footage, but it stopped recording. And so unfortunately I don't have those fights for you, and at this point I'm not going to go back and do them. I've got other Groot fights to show you. But yeah, so we did use our first revive there on Rocket Raccoon, which, again, do keep in mind that my Gambit is not at 550 any longer. I did take him down to 440. I think I took up, it was either Psylocke or Rogue in his place, I can't remember. So I really wish that I still had him at 550. These fights probably would have been a lot less time. And to be honest, if he was at 550 and if I boosted, I might not have run into these problems like I did here with Drax. The problem with Drax is I went back and watched the footage. I didn't push very close to 2 bars of power before I started the chain lock, or before I started the stun lock. So I actually I ran out fairly quickly there. So that was the second revive we used, and really, I mean, I can't complain. I brought in a 440, used 2 revives to go through the most difficult path. I will take that. So at this point, I go back and I make a little change. I substitute Magik for Gambit, and I leave everything else exactly the same. The one thing that I can say that I didn't test and that I might show maybe in an upcoming video is if you substitute Winter Soldier for Daredevil, you will actually get, or I shouldn't say, for a 3-star Daredevil, so have double Daredevils, you'll actually end up with 23% for a power gain team as opposed to 20. So maybe that would make up the difference in the long fights, and Gambit could go on like a permanent stun lock. I don't know, it's something I'll have to go back and test. This video is mostly just to show you the tactic that I used and some of the footage from yesterday, because I did pretty much finish it in one sitting. I think it dropped at, what, noon? I was watching Seaton for most of the beginning, probably first, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then I started playing. I would say, I don't know, I tweeted out, I think. Did I tweet out when I finished it? I don't know. I think it took me about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to finish it all, which I was not anticipating doing that. I wasn't really sure how difficult it was going to be. Had I known that Magik was going to absolutely wreck the entire event, I probably would have brought her in from the beginning and gone for a legendary run. I think I very could have easily done that. But anyway, Magik and Winter Soldier are who I used for the remainder. And I do go ahead, I finish off all the paths. So I had to start all the way back over again. And I think this is like, I don't know, this is the second tier, I think. Rocket Raccoon is by far the trickiest, just because he has that increase to his power gain, in addition to the power flood. But I don't know, people underestimate the power of Winter Soldier, and I do get some timely power drains. And really, it's all about just kind of putting your guard down and doing your best to bait out those specials. I do play fairly well here. I don't think I take any hits, and I'm hitting him pretty hard. As you can see there was another power drain. I think I get in. Yeah, I get in a special 2 here. Does he bleed? Yeah, we got the bleed and the incinerate at 503, which it's amazing the difference between if you run with the skill buff for the bleed champs, if you're running Captain or the Black Panther Civil War with that 25% increase to bleed damage. I almost always run that when I'm with Winter Soldier in questing, so I'm used to seeing numbers more in like the 700s. But still ticks over close to 1,000. Might be just over 1,000 when you use your special 3, even without that. But anyway, getting off topic. And I don't want to paint a picture of like I ran a perfect perfect fight every single time. This is literally like 1 minute after I finished Raccoon there. Yeah, I eat a special 2. I mean, not blocking it, not evading it. I mean, just stare it down. And yeah, she kills me. Ticking there for 809. Nothing I can do about it. So got to bring back in Magik, finish her off. Now this is a Groot at a much higher level, and really I didn't have as much trouble with Groot as I thought I was going to. I think all the Groots that I'm used to fighting, not that I see them a lot anymore in Alliance Wars, but the thing to keep in mind is that he does shrug off debuffs quickly, but they don't have any masteries. So I can't think of what the name of the mastery is that helps you shrug off debuffs quicker, or excuse me, helps you shrug off stuns quicker. But he doesn't have that, so there's really no problem parrying him and stunning him. You have lots of time to do whatever you need to do. And to be honest, this is a great example of what makes Magik so good. Right there you can see I took quite a bit of damage, but Limbo kicked that all back in. And then she's got an awesome power lock, even though he's shrugging it off quite quickly. The S2 not only power locks, it power burns, and you get part of that power back. So basically every time you use it, it's almost a full bar of power. And you can basically, you just keep spamming your S2 over and over again. You can push them pretty much as far as you want without having to worry about that power flood, because you've pretty much always got that S2 ready to power lock and power drain. She is she's a lot of fun to play. I don't really ever use her at all. You know, she's always on defense. But I found her a lot of fun, to be honest. So this is just kind of a quick montage of me moving forward. I don't think I used any revives on these. I think I used one there on Rocket. Mostly just using a couple potions every time I go into a fight. And then at the end here, I'm feeling pretty good, and I let my guard down for like a quick second. I think it's coming up here, and he does clip me and kills me. But all in all, I think that this was a really fun event. These are probably my favorite events that come to the game, and I almost hate the fact that I blow through them so quickly, because I guess I do it just because I enjoy it so much. It's like a I was gonna say it's like a great video game that you just can't put down until you beat it. It is a video game. Oh man, it's late. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that I really enjoy these events. It's been a long time since we have seen one of these, and I hope that moving forward here in the future that Kabam maybe takes a little more time to put these events out more regularly, maybe a little bit less time developing new characters, maybe a little more time on content to use the current characters we have. I don't know, just a thought, but I guess that's not necessarily where the money's at. Anyway, I will be putting together a more comprehensive guide for this. Again, this was just kind of my initial gameplay and reaction to it, but I'll take in more characters to test them out and give you some more in-depth opinion on characters that will work outside of the Gambit easy mode and Magik. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Until the next video, have a great day.